March showers have brought April flowers to the Creekside Flower Farm in Walker County, Georgia. Paul Shahen visited with the owner for today's 3 in Your Town.
Welcome back to 3 in Your Town, everyone. I'm currently in a greenhouse surrounded by ranunculus and anemones. And for the confirmation, if I said those correctly, it's the owner of Creekside Flower Farm, Morgan Sharp. That was the one name I could remember with these. Did I get these right?
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
We'll give it to you.
I'll take pretty close. And here at Creekside Flower Farm, you're gearing up for not just you pick, you've got a festival coming up. Tell me what you got going on.
Yeah, so April 13th and 14th, we have a spring plant festival. It's going to be here at the farm. This is the one time a year that we just completely open the farm to the public. We're going to have a vendor market. We have 18 local Chattanooga vendors coming out. We're going to have a plant festival, like a sale with tons of different seedlings that we've started. I think we have over 60 varieties of plants that we've started. We'll have yard games, we'll have food trucks. At the very end of that, on Sunday, we're gonna have our very first U-pick. So we're gonna let everything bloom out for everybody to get to enjoy the blooms, and then at the end, they'll get to cut them. So I really believe that people need beauty. I think it's innate to being a human. We have this like appetite for beauty. And I think that flowers are one of the best ways to meet that need that we have. And so coming out to the U-pick, you get to immerse yourself in the flowers, in the beauty, and then you get to take those flowers home. They get a jar, they get to cut about 20 to 30 stems of flowers that they can fit in that jar.
You started on a half-acre farm 8 years ago, right?
Yes.
You recently moved to this 14-acre farm.
This is our peony field. We have 400 peonies planted here. Yeah. Peonies are just an incredible crop. Every year they grow more and more and more flowers. Back behind our peonies over there, those are all perennial crops. Probably 15 different varieties of perennials back there, and we're just going to continue expanding this whole area with perennial crops. These are more of our early spring crops. So a lot of this stuff is actually going to be in bloom mid-April for the plant festival. Behind you, that's more of our summer crop.
Over here.
And so, yes, that's not quite blooming yet.
Okay, now you mentioned we're gonna pick a flower, right?
So let's pop in here and we'll do it together. What color is calling to you?
Okay, I've never been asked that question before.
You're always gonna cut it at the very base. When a flower reproduces, it often reproduces from the place you cut it. Diagonal cut, it gives more surface area for the water to enter the stem. If there is foliage, you want to peel it off. The foliage creates bacteria sometimes in the water.
I mean, what's a flower farm do when it's not spring, when it's not U-pick season, right? Yeah. You're selling to florist wholesale. Where are some of those areas?
Which is really cool. So we sell to pretty much all the florists in the Chattanooga region. That took a lot of work, honestly, and I can't take all the credit for it. Jesse, who works with me.
Jesse behind the scenes?
Yeah, Jesse behind the scenes.
When someone enters this world, right, you say, I'm going to make this passion my job.
Yeah.
Where did that decision, because you went to school for something completely different, right?
So I did. I went to school for psychology, and I ended up flower farming. And when I graduated from college, I had this like deep sense of kind of placelessness. And meanwhile, I was reading this author and poet, Wendell Berry, and he's a agrarian writer. He's up in Kentucky, and he talks about this concept of becoming placed. So it's like digging into the soil and digging into the people and the lives around you to kind of acquiesce this sense of place. And so I took his words and I was like, all right, I'm going to start farming. Cool. And I chose to grow flowers because I really do believe that humans have an appetite for beauty. Which
in a way, you still took a psychology approach.
That's true.
And now you've immersed yourself in the dirt of the Chickamauga area and impacting the people around you.
Yeah, and they're impacting me too. One feeds the other constantly.